So what if a helicopter could actually think for itself? Or, turn pretty much invisible whenever it wanted and fly for hours on end without using a single drop of regular fuel? Well, that's the whole idea behind the MRN17. It's this futuristic concept that's, honestly, it's way more than just an aircraft. It's a next-gen autonomous platform. So let's dig in and see what makes this thing so special.
All right, so just picture this for a second. A machine that can fly completely on its own, change its skin to just vanish into the background, and it runs on clean, super quiet energy. I mean, that's the core promise of the MRN17 right there. It's designed from the ground up to be this fully autonomous system that mixes artificial intelligence, some really advanced materials, and a hybrid power source all into one incredible package. So, with a machine this advanced, what's the most revolutionary part? You might think it's the frame or the engine, right? Nope. It's actually the artificial intelligence at its core. We're talking about an autonomous brain that pretty much gives this platform a mind of its own.
And we're not just talking about some fancy cruise control here. This is what's called level 5 autonomy. That's the highest level there is. It basically means the MRN17 is designed to handle everything by itself. No human pilot, no one back at base with a joystick. We're talking everything from takeoff and landing to planning its own missions and making critical decisions on the fly. It goes from being just a tool to a truly intelligent agent.
And yeah, this is so much more than a simple autopilot. The AI is constantly analyzing its surroundings in real time, like instantly figuring out the best flight path to avoid threats or obstacles. And get this, it can even coordinate its actions with other autonomous systems, like other drones or even ground units, creating this seamless, intelligent network. And it does it all by itself.
So you're probably wondering, how does this AI see the world around it? Well, it's through this huge suite of integrated sensors. Think of them as the platform's super-powered eyes and ears. You've got LiDAR, which uses lasers to build a super detailed 3D map of everything. Then there's radar to track anything that moves, and thermal cameras to see heat signatures. All of that data just floods into the AI, giving it this complete 360-degree picture of what's going on.
Okay, but a super smart brain is only as good as the body it's in, right? So that brings us to the second major piece of the puzzle for the MRN17, its physical construction. And this thing is engineered not just to perform, but to basically disappear. The whole foundation of the MRN17 is a full titanium skeleton. And that's a really big deal. Why? Because titanium has this incredible strength-to-weight ratio. It's ridiculously tough, but it's not heavy. Plus, it doesn't rust or corrode. That makes it absolutely perfect for operating in any kind of harsh environment you can think of, from salty sea air to gritty deserts.
Now, built onto that titanium frame, you've got these layers of other advanced materials. There are lightweight carbon composite panels that give it its sleek aerodynamic shape. But the real showstopper, the real game changer, is the adaptive camouflage and thermal regulation layers. And you're going to want to see this. Okay, this is where it gets absolutely wild. We are not talking about a fancy paint job here. The skin of the MRN17 is designed to actively change. It can adjust its color, its reflectivity, and even its heat signature to perfectly match whatever environment it's in. This thing literally tries to become part of the scenery, making it incredibly hard to spot not just with your eyes, but with thermal sensors too. All right, so we've got a genius brain and a body that can disappear. But what's powering the whole thing? That brings us to our third pillar, the MRN17's really innovative and sustainable propulsion system. You could call it its hybrid heart. So instead of a typical loud gas-guzzling engine, this concept uses a hybrid system. The main power source comes from hydrogen fuel cells, which generate clean electricity. But it also has this really clever kinetic energy recovery system. Basically, it captures and stores energy that's normally wasted during flight, like when it's descending. And the benefits of doing it this way are huge. First off, it means much longer flight times and way less reliance on regular fuel. But here's the kicker. Especially for a stealth platform, it produces a much lower heat signature than a normal engine. That makes it way harder to detect. So it's a win for efficiency, a win for endurance, and a huge win for stealth. So let's put it all together. You've got a genius AI, a body that can practically vanish, and a clean, quiet power source. When you combine all three of those things, well, you get something really special. You get an incredibly versatile platform that's designed to operate just about anywhere. And this is one of its most incredible features, how modular it is. So here, you see the MRN17 in its main flying configuration. But check this out.
With a pretty simple change, you can attach a wheeled base and it completely transforms from a helicopter into an autonomous all-terrain vehicle.
And if you thought that was cool, it gets even better. The design also allows for an amphibious floating base. You can swap out the landing skids for pontoons, and suddenly it can take off and land on water. It basically becomes a seafaring platform for maritime missions. Just incredible flexibility.
So that is what they mean by autonomous mobile platform. It's not just a helicopter. It's a single, intelligent system that can literally change its shape and its function to operate in any domain, air, land, or sea. Okay, so we've talked about all the cool tech, the how it works. But what can it actually do? Let's look at the numbers, because the performance targets for this concept are, well, they're pretty ambitious. First up, speed. We're looking at a target of 420 kilometers per hour. To put that in perspective, that's faster than a lot of conventional helicopters flying right now. Next, let's talk range. The goal is an operational reach of 1,200 kilometers. That's some serious distance, enough to handle long-haul missions without needing to stop for fuel. And finally, endurance. How long can it stay up there? Thanks to that super efficient hybrid system we talked about, it's targeting up to 7 hours of continuous flight. That's a long time to stay on mission. You know, there's a quote from the source document that I think just nails it. It really gets to the heart of what the MRN17 is all about. It's not just about one single breakthrough. It's about how all these different advanced technologies, materials, AI, energy, all come together to create something totally new. And that really brings us to the big picture question. Right now, the MRN17 is a concept, but it's a really powerful glimpse into the future. It makes you wonder, right? When concepts like this become reality, how are they going to completely reshape our world? I mean, everything from logistics and transportation to security and scientific exploration. The future of autonomy is really starting to take flight.